Hello, everybody. Good morning, or afternoon, or evening. Thanks for joining us. We're going to talk today about positive intelligence quotient and what positivity means and what it means to be positive but not have toxic positivity. So, everyone knows about IQ, which is one measure of intelligence. And also, most of us know about EQ, which is emotional intelligence quotient. But today we want to spotlight PQ, which has a lot to do with your positive intelligence, which is how do you approach the challenges in life? Do you do it mainly from a positive mindset, or not so much? And the PQ will help you deal with challenges in a more positive way. And I'm here with Nancy Mouton, who is an expert in this, and we're going to both talk about this today and what it means for your team and your life, business. So without further ado, I'm going to start asking Nancy some questions and she can let us know all about this. All right? Okay. So first, what does it mean? What does it really mean to be positive?
Well, for different people, it means different things. But for me, being positive means that you react out of love and not out of fear, because those are two very different things. If you react out of love, and then we talk about not a romantic definition but very broad, you react of love of exploring things, love of finding new ways to do things, being very curious about what there is. And it's a very open and expansive energy. And when you react out of fear, then you're reacting because you're afraid of doing some things, that you might be judged by someone, or that things might be wrong, or that you're not being enough or doing enough. And that's completely different, because then you might react in a way that you think people expect you to react, and instead of being authentic. um, it might be because of childhood wounds or things you learned as a child and that you're really convinced that's true, and it's not. And it's you might feel perhaps a bit attacked or inferior to persons, or even superior, and it's a completely different energy. It's much more closed and it blocks creativity. And it's a very conservative mindset, and you're missing opportunities in that way.
Okay, so it's a mindset based on love instead of fear, and love in the broadest sense,
Yeah.
excitement, openness, positivity. Okay, sounds great. And how is this relevant to the workplace?
Well, it's relevant because the mindset of the leader, team leader, or leader in general, determines in many cases how the members of the team will react. If you have someone who is more negative, in the way they react, then if things happen, you have more chance that even the members in the team will see it more as obstacles, as difficulties. It will be difficult to find a way to solve things. And when you have a team leader who is more positive and who is curious on finding solutions and seeing it as an opportunity to grow, then you take the members of your team with you, and your enthusiasm to find solutions will inspire the members of your team, and together you will be able to find solutions and to get a better outcome that maybe you didn't even see at the moment you see the obstacles.
Okay, right. You're absolutely right. The leader's orientation really has a huge effect on the team, and I think a lot of us have had that experience, one side or
Yeah.
the other. Okay, and is there such a thing as toxic positivity? When is the positivity taken too far?
Well, I was listening to a podcast recently about that, and being a positive person, I was very surprised to see that. But when you think about it, everything which is too much isn't okay. And being too positive might be that you work in an environment where it's not even allowed to have negative emotions or feeling bad one day, and it always has to be positive, and it always has to be happy and shiny. And yeah, everybody knows that's not the case, but you should be allowed of feeling whatever you're feeling. If your emotions are good, it's good. If they're bad, they're bad. Is it positive? Is it negative? Everything should be okay. And it's only what you do with them that makes the difference. Because negative emotions are also a signal function. It shows where your boundaries are, it shows what is important to you. And listening to your emotions, also the negative ones, shows what do you care about. And it's important not to stay in those negative emotions and to turn that around on what can you do with them. And a second way that it might be toxic is if conflicts are avoided. Because some people think that conflicts are a bad thing and you might hurt people, and it's bad for the team. But if you can talk about things in a way that it's respectful for everyone, and you can say what you feel, even what you don't feel good about, and you can see the different points of view, you can find a solution that works for everyone. And it's not that in the days and the weeks after that, you each time will think, "Oh, I really don't like that, and I don't feel well." If you have talked about it and you found solutions, then it's better for everyone. So even talking about conflicts is important.
Right, absolutely. So being positive does not mean being positive 100% of the time, and it doesn't mean to whitewash any issues or be in denial. Yeah, I think that's really
No.
important. Absolutely. It's an approach and a mindset, right? And something we can work towards. Okay, very cool. And lastly, tell us, Nancy, can you make a change if you're not a leader yourself, or if you feel like you're the only one that is really concerned about this?
Yeah, you can. And I think this is underestimated because the way you are reacting to other people may already make a difference. And if you need more explanation, for instance, and you ask it in a respectful way, can you give me some explanation? Can you show me how to do this or that? In time, people might start doing that themselves as they see with the things you have been asking, you can do your work better. And they will do it more naturally, even without thinking about what they're doing. So if you want to change things, just start with being clear on what you need and what you would like to do, but in such a way that it's not offensive for someone. Just ask it in a way that it would help you to do a better job, or to do it quicker, or to have better results. And you might be surprised of the results when you start doing that.
Right. Yeah, it requires a little bit of courage, but if we
Yeah.
say it the right way, then no one will be defensive, and in fact, it will lead to a lot of growth. Okay, fantastic. Is there anything else you want to add before we conclude?
Well, there's one thing I would like to add with the positive mindset. One of the differences you also have is by being positive, you keep more hope and more optimism, which means that if you still believe that better results are possible, you will take the actions because you know if I do this, it can be better. And people with a more negative mindset won't have the feeling that they should bother because they're already convinced that it won't make a difference, or it won't be better, or it won't change things. And having that hope and that optimism, which you see in people with a positive mindset, that already brings you so much further. And with the positive intelligence, it's not being always positive and never negative. It's your balance that is more positive than negative. And if you have such a balance, then it helps you to be more focused, to be more effective, to have better relationships. And it helps you in so many ways, not only in your work, but also in your life, that it's really, really, yeah, something to go for. And not only for the EQ, but also for the PQ.
Right. Who wouldn't want to maximize that? It has such a
Yeah.
positive effect across the board. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you very much for that summary. Yeah, being positive, like we said, means that you react more out of love than fear. It doesn't mean you're always positive or that feeling negative emotions are not okay, but it's all how you react and your mindset and your approach to challenges, right? So if you want to find out more, contact Nancy or myself, and we'll get you some more guidance on positive intelligence. Thanks so much for listening today. And we'll be back next week on another topic.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.